Hey guys, Fishmonger here. I just want to make a quick video giving an update on my mining rigs and the progress I'm making with them. It's actually been a pretty eventful last couple weeks, and this week's going to be even more eventful with what I got planned. So on the screen right now is essentially my hashing power and basically what I'm kind of rolling with. Nicehash has me at about 2272 a day. Of course, that's with today's market. Averages me at about 658 a month, which really isn't that bad considering all my rigs are doing about 1200 to 1300 watts of power. So that's a pretty good amount of profit on top of that. You can take a look here. You can see the two rigs that I have up in Hive OS. This data, the summary is not 100% accurate because for some reason it does not. Oh, there you go. That actually looks a little bit more accurate. Because like I say, sometimes this this rig I got here, the 13 GPU rig, the data doesn't always come through properly. Although now it actually does look like it's in there good. Basically, this is telling me my two rigs are 1.37 kilowatts. So I guess it's a little bit more power than I thought I was using. I'm doing 2.34 kilosouls in equihash and about 250 megahash with Ethereum. The mining expert, which is the 13 GPU rig I have, is pretty much a handful of cards. These are all GTX 1060s, and they're doing Ethereum. And then these are pretty much a mix of GTX 1070s and 1070 Ti's. There's bugs in my room. And then I got a second little rig. I'm just calling it the temp rig. It's also known as blah because I have no name for it right now. But it's just leftover cards. I got 3 cards in there, just 1060s. And they're running Ethereum right now. Pretty much nice, steady, close to 23, 24 megahash a second for all the cards I'm running those GTX 1060s right now. And you can see this is actually what I'm currently running for the what's known as my Bahama Mama rig, which is the 13 GPU system. And that is a row of 8 GTX 1060s in the bottom. And then on the top, it's 5 GTX 1070s and 1070 Ti's kind of mixed up. And the reason I did that is because space. This is actually, it was 2 racks that I had with 2 completely different motherboards and 2 completely different power supplies and processors and all that stuff. And now that I have this 13 GPU motherboard, the B250 Mining Expert, I was able to combine everything pretty much into one system, which is great. It actually saved me in the long run because now I got extra boards laying around, you know, that I could actually build other systems with later. So, I mean, quite honestly, if I ever get another mining motherboard, it's going to be this mining motherboard, the B250 Mining Expert. Having 13 GPUs available at your disposal to hook up in one shot is great because, you know, the amount of money you buy into a processor and memory and all that stuff, you know, whether you have 1 GPU hooked up to it or 13 GPUs, that cost and investment for the memory and the CPU and all that stuff is the same regardless. So you might as well maximize and get the most amount of GPUs you can on your motherboard, and this system works out really good for that. So here's actually, it's a picture, it's another close-up. This is just all my GTX 1060s on the bottom. They're only like 3/4 of an inch apart right now, but they run pretty cool. It's amazing. I've got 2 fans. Where are they? There's one there and one there in the background. And actually, the top rig has, you can see there, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 fans. I have 5 cooling fans on this rig right now. So it's 3 in the top, 2 in the bottom. And one of my next project, one of the things I plan on doing is basically expanding on my cooling. And I'll show you that in a second. But so this is the bottom of the Bahama Mama. It's just those GTX 1060s all set up. And then this is just that spare crap rig that I kind of got thrown together in my attic right now. It's literally just 3 1060s I had left over. And I didn't even bother putting 2 of them on risers. I just plugged them right into one of my old Gigabyte motherboards. There are so many ants around here. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I just threw them into the motherboard like that. I have the one on the riser just because, whatever. I don't really care about this thing. It's up. It's running. It's actually on Wi-Fi. See that right there? I got him in my attic on Wi-Fi, and he's running great. I got a great signal up there. The ping and the latency and all that stuff is like awesome. So I'm like really happy about that. It's nice to be able to move a rig around wherever the hell I want and not have to worry about tethering Ethernet cords all over the place. I'm pretty happy about that. But I needed to get my cooling in check, so I found a guy on eBay who was selling some cooling fans. Because the last ones I got were from like Amazon. It was a pack of 5, and it was like 15 or 20 bucks or whatever. And it was, you know, whatever. It was a pretty decent deal from Amazon because you get the free shipping with the Prime, and it comes in like a day or whatever. But since I wasn't in a rush, I found some guy who was selling some fans pretty cheap, so I put some snipes in on them and ended up winning the auction. So I got a whole bunch of new fans here to play with. Well, actually, I didn't get 6. I got a little bit more than 6 because I tend to buy in bulk and overdo things whenever I do any kind of purchases like this. And actually, I didn't even get like 12. I went a little bit more overboard, and I got a pretty decent amount of fans to play with, as you can see here. So I'll really be able to make this rig really, really cool with everything here. Actually, no, I really went overboard. I bought 40 fucking fans, okay? So I have a shitload of 120 millimeter cooling fans. These are the cheapo Bach China whatever fans. They all work. They're great. They give me airflow. I mean, it's not like they're jet engines blowing. It's a gnat, sorry. They're not jet engines blowing, but they give me... The fact that I got like 40 of them just gives me the amount of versatility to be able to do whatever the hell I want with a cooling solution. I can build some kind of vortex tornado. I can pretty much make like a mini hurricane in my room with these things. I'm going to have a lot of options available. So my dilemma now is, what do I do with this system, and how do I make a rig with like optimal cooling? Part of me actually wants to build a rig, a whole new rack that'll be able to hold everything that you see here, like the 13 GPUs, but have it, obviously, the space be a little bit more centered around it's a single rack for 13 GPUs. Because again, right now this is like 2 racks kind of together, and there's a lot of like wasted space. Like you can see the whole bottom here is just pretty much all wasted. There's like a foot below this. Normally I would have a whole other motherboard, a whole other power supply and stuff under here, but I didn't need it, so it's all like wasted space right now. But I was playing around with some ideas. Like I said, I kind of like how this is, where I've got like GPUs on the top, I got the power supply and the motherboard in the middle, and then GPUs in the bottom. It's kind of neat. I haven't really seen anybody do anything like that. So with the new rig I make, I may do something like that as well. Right now there's 8 on the bottom and 5 on the top. I may space it a little bit more, evenly. I mean, 13 you can't divide evenly by 2, but you can do like a 6 and 7 kind of thing. So, although I don't know, having the 8 GTX 1060s in the bottom there certainly works out with the cooling, like I was saying before. It's not that bad. Plus, with 40 fans at my disposal, I can pretty much handle any kind of cooling. But, I got a whole bunch of wood. I got a whole bunch of screws. I got time. I'd like some ideas. I want to be able to put together something that's like cool and not just like slaps of wood together and like it works, but like it's not aesthetically pleasing. I'd like to, I'm certainly not going to make like a Picasso and have some kind of work of art with this rig, but I'd really like to have something that's like stands out a little bit. So like I said, I toyed around with some ideas before of having like an arch of video cards, like a rainbow or like an arch of video cards like over the power supplies with the motherboard in the middle. I thought about maybe having some kind of like DNA kind of helix going up or whatever. I don't want to go too crazy, but like I figure if I'm going to make something, I might as well make it like kind of cool or whatever. Anybody could slap together a square and throw some like GPUs on it. But the other thing, in addition to making it, I would like it to be able to, I want to be able to close it at some point and basically be able to put sides on it and then be able to utilize all those cooling fans that I have, so I can actually have like a nice intake of cool air like at the bottom, and then basically have it all come up and then basically exit out the top, where if I needed to expand on it and have like ducting and stuff like that out of it, I could do that too. So that's just an idea that I'm kind of playing with. If anybody has any suggestions or cool ideas or whatever, hit me up, man. I'd love to hear it, because like I said, I like building shit, and this would kind of be like a fun project. Also, I highly doubt I'm going to use all 40 of those fans. So if anybody wants some cooling fans, let me know. I'll pretty much just sell them to you for cost, with the shipping charge or whatever that would be in it. I really didn't get them for like much. I think I bought like all 40 for like $30-something, or no, it wasn't that much, it wasn't that cheap. But it ended up being like $1.50 a fan or something when I bought all 40 of them. So it was a pretty damn good deal. Considering like Amazon or whatever was selling their fans for like a lot more than $1.50 a fan. So if you need fans, let me know. And I am actually selling. I do want to sell. I have this guy right here. It's a GTX 1070 Ti. And then I also have this GTX 1070. This is an Asus GTX 1070. This is a Gigabyte GTX 1070 Ti. This one's the 3-fan model. I'm trying to sell these. I would like to sell these because I would just rather have that money and turn them into other video cards. I'm really partial to these GTX 1060s. I really like these things. So I'd like to expand on them. So I want to use the profits for these to get a couple more 1060s and actually have a little bit more money left over to spend on some additional wiring and some other stuff I'm going to do. So that's it. Pretty much the next video you get from me is probably going to be me putting together a rig for this, disassembling this one, putting together completely something new, and probably screaming and swearing the whole time I'm doing it. So look, if you're looking forward to that, I know I'm looking forward to making it. So if you're looking forward to watching that, feel free to subscribe. You can hit that little bell button on the bottom. Also, if you're going to buy anything from Amazon, dude, it'd be so cool before you throw anything in your cart and you like check out, just click on one of my affiliate links down below. I got an email from Amazon where they basically said they're going to close my affiliate account because I'm not making enough revenue. Now, the way I understand it, you don't have to actually buy the products I have down below, but if you like click on them, it like kind of puts a cookie on your computer that says, hey, you know, you're affiliated with Fishmonger, so you're going to get, so any other things you buy within the next like half hour, 45 minutes or whatever, I kind of get like a little token of Amazon gratitude known as cash back to me. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but I get a little bit out of it. And it also makes it so my account doesn't close. So that's like kind of cool too, because I went through a lot of work to set up that affiliate account, and Amazon sucks. I mean, I like Amazon, but doing all their mumbo jumbo technical paperwork and all that crap and keeping on top of everything, it's kind of a pain in the ass. So if they close it, it's like I have to jump through a lot of hoops to make it happen again. So anyway, this is Fishmonger. I am signing out. I will catch you on the flip side.